Here we are going through the first of two single-lane sections of Route 82 in the Aspen. It was a really interesting drive. Hi, this is Dave with Dave's TR4A. Thanks for coming back to my channel. Today is going to be episode 4 or day 13 of our trip out west. And today we're going to be driving to Aspen, Colorado. This will be our last long drive with our friends from the Tri-State Triumph group and Bill Bowser from the British Car Club of Greater Cincinnati. They're heading home, and then the following day we're going to be heading north. The route today is pretty simple. We basically are going to leave Manitou Springs and go west on US 24. Well, we go about 72 miles or so and just past Johnson Village. At that point, US 24 will turn north and for, 20 miles or something like that. And that'll get us to Colorado 82, which will take us over Independence Pass, over the Continental Divide. It's a really twisty, high, awesome drive. This little section looks especially interesting to me. A lot of hairpins there and a lot of serious climbing. So here we are driving through my favorite mountains on US 24. This just a beautiful drive. One thing I wanted to mention too is that somebody was asking me if the car needed to be tuned at all or retuned as we got into the higher altitudes, and the answer is no. I have SU HS6s on the car, and I tuned them with a color tune before I left Cincinnati. The only thing I will say is as the air got thinner, the car had less power. And I noticed that especially when going up on-ramps on the freeways and stuff. It just seemed like it took a while to get up to speed. But once we got going, no problems whatsoever. It just purred right along. I can't say enough about the car. It just ran and ran and ran and ran. And we also had the inevitable road construction. It's everywhere. So we had to sit here and wait. So here we're just about ready to leave the mountains and go down to this really long straight road that'll take us to Johnson City, which is where US 24 heads north. We're going almost due west at this point, but you can see the road just opens up into this giant flat plain. And there was a few cattle ranches along that we'd see signs for the gates to the ranches and stuff, but yeah, this is just from one extreme to the other, it seems like, with the weather. So, or not the weather, but the scenery, I guess. So, and by the way, we were delayed leaving with the group by about 30 minutes. And nothing to do with the car or anything. But anyway, we catch up with them down here in a little bit. They were about, I guess, maybe half hour ahead of us, or between 15 minutes and a half hour ahead of us, but we ended up catching up with them, so all was well.
You made it.
Yeah.
Hooray! The band back together.
Yeah, that's right. I said, I gotta stop. Yeah. Well, we might have been a little fast. I don't know.
Gassed up just because it's going to be real hilly.
Oh, yeah? I was beginning to think my gas gauge wasn't working because it stayed on
We
full.
didn't move, I know.
And then all of a sudden,
Yeah, it seems to drop it too. That's the way ours does too. It stays real high and all of a sudden.
yeah.
Yeah, we went ahead and filled up, guys.
Well, I still got 3/4 of a tank.
The bathroom's unlocked.
No, we didn't do it, but we went ahead and filled up. The reason being is that even though we're 65 miles away, it's about a 2-hour drive.
Well, since everybody filled up, I decided I better fill up too. It seems like one of the major rules of driving these cars on the road is never pass up a chance to fill up and never pass up a chance to go to the restroom. Well, here we are leaving the gas station. It's really great to be back with the group again. Although on the trip we did a lot of solo driving, it's just fun hanging out with this group. Everybody gets along real well, and it's a lot of fun. But you can see here we're heading towards some ominous clouds up here. The trip out wasn't real bad. We did run in some heavy rain on the way back, but anyway, we're heading towards the junction with 285 where we turn right to head north. I think it's coming up here. Yeah, in fact, here it is right here where we're going to go north on US 24. And here we are turning on to Colorado 82, which will take us directly into Aspen, and we'll cross the Continental Divide at 12,000 something feet at Independence Pass. Yeah, it was a great drive, but it really got interesting here once we got into the climb part of this drive. So we're still down in the valley. This is, I guess, the safe part of the drive. And check these gates out. They're serious about not wanting you to go any farther when they don't want you to go any farther. So we're just about to start the main ascent going up the mountain here. And I'm going to show you just briefly here where we are on the map. So if you look just above Mike and Kathy's car there, you can see a diagonal line of snow coming down the hill. That's the road, and the hairpin we're coming up to is just to the right of that. Again, I have no idea what the percentage of these grades are, but they're pretty significant and long, as you can see. So we're still climbing. This is that first, we have just past that first hairpin. So I'm not sure how far we got on this first leg, but it was quite a bit. We're moving into the snow now. We're going through this little valley to the left there, and we're still in the trees, under the tree line, so it's starting to get colder though. We had the windows rolled up and everything, so, but yeah, it's just a really spectacular drive through these mountains. It's just awesome. Going through another hairpin here. It's I just love this drive. I'm so glad that we decided to do this trip. And you can see we're still climbing and just relentless. Of course, we have to get to 12,000 feet, so we should be getting up to the tree line here shortly, I would think. Yeah, I just have to show one more of these, what I'm calling a spectacular turn, where you can see just the scale of the lay of the land here. It's just incredible. I don't know. You got to do it. Get in your car and come on up. Okay, we're getting real close to the summit here. You can see we're well above the tree line. And the summit parking areas here off to the left we're pulling up to. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a monument there for the actual summit that we're going to go take a picture by. So we're just pulling up next to David and Julian Dodge. And we're all going to get out and go stand by the monument and take a picture to prove that we're here. So here we are at Independence Pass at the Continental Divide. It was the first of many times that Colleen and I were going to cross this, but we didn't realize it yet. So anyway, from left to right is Mike and Kathy Cook, and then David and Julian Dodge, and then, of course, Bob and Kathy Pollitt, Rick Reitman, Lynn and Greg Donegan, and yours truly. So as I think we were either getting ready to leave or we'd just gotten there, Julian made some comments about his drives. As I had said before, Julian organizes some really nice, what we call spirited drives in our group, Tri-State Triumphs, and he's just kind of kidding or teasing about himself here, and Bob Pollitt kind of went along with him, but anyway, I just thought I'd include this because it was kind of neat.
As we go on this road, well, I can tell you, none of my drives in Kentucky are going to compare to this. Yeah, you got some work to do. This is just as good as climbing Mount Everest. Yeah. Is this the Continental Divide? Yep. So we got to go and get a picture there. This is Independence Pass right here.
Independence Pass. What mountain is this?
Don't know.
I hadn't seen it.
This is the Continental Divide though, right here.
Okay.
So we got to get a quick shot of it.
Yeah.
Come on, honey, you got to get your picture taken. Is it? I don't see any snow.
I thought I felt something.
That's lack of oxygen.
See spots before your eyes.
Oh, crowding you there.
No, I'm just trying to. Bob pulled in that spot. That's where I was going to park. Yeah. You're there, and Dave's over here.
We're all trying to
through it. I'm going to park right here. I don't care if I back in or not.
Are you going to wear my coat?
Well, the yellow one's in there. You want that?
No,
Not that cold. I'll wear it. Here, I can reach it.
Why don't you want to wear your coat?
Yours is good.
Probably haven't done it. Hold down.
Oh, she's
Wherever
got
that
a shop
is.
up there?
Well, she works in a shop.
Oh.
I just got to find where she works. I love these clothes. It'll be a big surprise
Oh, that's good.
if she doesn't know I'm coming. What year is yours? This one? 74. 74. Yep. Yeah, he's got an earlier. He's got a TR4.
Is it probably the
They're good
mountains
clothes.
or not?
They are.
No?
We went up
Up
Pikes
and
Peak
down?
yesterday.
Just like everybody
Oh yeah.
Okay, so now we taken our photo op and everything, so we're starting our descent down into Aspen, which is really kind of a neat drive too. Traveling down the hill, we stayed pretty much in third gear just to save on the brakes and everything, but it was still kind of a neat drive going down into the tree line again. So you can see still not a whole lot of budget for guardrails, but it was a pretty drive. I mean, once again, great views of the mountains here, so it was a good time. So coming up is, in my opinion, the most gentle hairpin turn in the entire Colorado Rocky Mountains. I mean, Grandma's Buick could make it around this without any problems at all. So it's kind of a chuckle compared to some of the really tight ones we've been on the last couple days. But anyway, there it is. Here we've made it to our first of two single-lane sections of the road where there's automated traffic lights on each end of the section, and you just basically kind of wait. They let one side go, and then they switch it, and the other side goes. So we'll be taking off here in a minute and going through the intersections and continue on down the road. Well, once we got into Aspen, we had to, first of all, find a place to park, which was interesting. But it's a kind of a cool little town. You can tell there's a lot of money there. But this is looking up the street from where we had lunch. You can see a ski lift going up the mountain there. And this is probably the most expensive bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich we ever had. It was nice. I mean, it was on sourdough bread. And we had, each of us had, my wife and I had a BLT. I had a beer. She had a water. It was $62 for lunch without a tip. So that was a little bit of a surprise, but that's where we're at. After lunch, we just kind of walked around to walk off our lunch, and there's a kind of a cool pedestrians only shopping area, complete with the Sotheby's real estate office, which is something I've never seen before. But I'm just a little Ohio boy out here with the rich folks. So anyway, it was like I said, it was a cool little town, but we decided we better start heading back. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I think the trip back was pretty wet, as you can see, and unfortunately, my camera mount was outside of the car, so I couldn't take advantage of the windshield wipers, keeping it clean, and there's the lens on the front of the camera, and it was just awful noisy too. So the next trip I'm going to have to come up with a better way to video using some kind of a mount on the inside of the car. But at any rate, that was our trip to Aspen. It was a great trip once again with a great bunch of people, and we can't wait for the next adventure. So stay tuned for the next episode where we head to the Grand Tetons and beyond. That's it for now. Please like and subscribe.